That is our undertaking. We're not going to use chemicals.
Okay. Charles Stanley Smith from Ontashka joins us now. Charles, what do you make of what you're hearing?
Tony sounds himself a very nice, very reasonable fellow, and what he's saying seems to be very reasonable, but what he mentioned there is bad practices, and whereas he, as you picked up, states that his company is going to follow all these good practices of doing it without chemicals and so on, there's nothing in the regulations to see that other people follow these, or even just from time to time, just to check that he is keeping to his word, which I'm sure he will. But I think he'd be happy if people checked to see from time to time if he was following his word.
Does it surprise Ontashka that the government would issue these licences and not set the parameters within which the drilling should occur?
Well, they haven't actually issued the licences for drilling, as Tony said, for actual drilling or fracking yet. And the government
but they might have created an expectation amongst a party that goes in here initially to explore that they might be allowed to use hydraulic fracturing with whatever chemicals they want.
Yes, but this is our problem. This is where we see the problem, is that they haven't actually done any of that. They haven't put out any real regulations. And we believe, even as good that Tony sounds, that there shouldn't be any fracking in this country until we are sure that there's enforceable safeguards in place. And I mean by enforceable, as ever in this country, we are great to have wonderful laws for this, that, and the other, which I'm sure we will get in this case, but we never enforce them. So before any of this goes ahead, I'd like the Minister to say to the people that there are enforceable safeguards in place for the environment and also for economic safeguards, because we don't know how much, as Tony himself said, and I don't think anybody knows the answer yet, how much shale gas there is there. So, and part of his current license is that they have to give the results of their investigation to the Minister. But under transparency, we'd like to see some of those results to see how much there is it commercially viable? What effect will it have on the viability of renewables? Because, I mean, we are struggling to get to the 40% renewable target and to keep that. So will the effect that there's more gas available in the future affect that?
Okay, well, that's not a question I am going to put to Tony Basley now, but I do want to put one last point to you, Tony, and that is your current costs. Are you writing those off against tax?
No, indeed. It's all money up front being spent at the moment.
And when you start, if you start 18 months from now actually drilling, will you be able to write off costs against tax?
No, we won't. No, we won't. It's very cost. The private money going into this at this early stage is all going in from private investors, and it's big money. It's a big money business. I mean, don't get me wrong. This could be very significant from a viewpoint of jobs and indeed the Irish economy if it comes off. We don't know. There is that if, and I am actually confident that the regulators, we've met already with people in fisheries, water supply, zoologists, botanists, etc., in the north of Ireland, and we're meeting their equivalents in the Republic of Ireland to discuss this and all the things that will be going on. And I'm confident actually that the authorities in both areas will be watching us and will be monitoring us very carefully.
Best case scenario, you have said that we could have quarter of our gas supply up till 2050. What do you reckon is the best case scenario for jobs in the short to medium term?
I just can't put jobs on it at all. You've got to remember there are the direct jobs on the actual working pads or the sites, if you like. At the moment, in one of the sites in England, there are 70 people working on that site. Now, we hope to set up training schemes for people, and we will set up, they will become expert in this particular industry, and this industry is likely to take off around the world, so they will actually have something they can sell around the world. There's bringing the gas in, if you like, or pumping the gas out, I should say, to customers, so that there are a lot of jobs involved with this.
Mm-hmm. I'm interested in your decision to come out and talk publicly about what it is that you're doing now, because there's no requirement placed on you by the Irish government for any public consultation at this stage, is there?
There isn't. We've decided on a policy of absolute openness. We're setting up a new website, which will be in action in about 3 to 4 weeks' time, which we hope will have everything on it. We're going to.
Why have you decided to do all this, though?
Well, people have been concerned. We've done it really because of the misinformation, if you like, that's been going out in this film Gaslands. There's been a lot of people. We're holding a public meeting starting in early September, which we hope local people will go to hear what we have to say and to give us, if you like, at this stage anyway, which is just the start, the benefit of any doubt.
Because to what extent does the spectre of Corrib gas loom large over all of this for you if you mess up on the public relations at this point?
Well, we haven't really thought about Corrib gas. We know that's going on there, but it's another form of gas. That is very high pressure gas. We bring the gas out at low pressure, almost ready, if you like, to go into. I
really meant more from the point of view of industry ending up in intractable conflict with protesters.
Well, we really don't want that to happen, and that is why we're being so open, because we do believe that if we tell people what's happening all the time, where we're drilling, when we're meeting other people and authorities, we hope to gain their confidence. Right. And we do feel that the Americans have made some mistakes. We really can't afford to make even one mistake, and we don't intend to.
Tony Basley of Tamboran, thank you very much, and Charles Stanley Smith from Antashka, thank you also. We did put in a request to Minister Pat Rabbitte to join us on the programme tomorrow to address these issues over the lack of regulation, but unfortunately the Minister is on holidays and won't be available to us for at least 2 or 3 weeks. Now, at about 2 minutes to 6, we'll take a quick break.